everyone, welcome yourselves back to the channel. I'm here to do another movie review. Today, The Rock, featuring your favorite characters, legend actors, Sean Connery, Nicolas Cage, and Ed Helms. This is a film that I think is quite terrific. I'm going to talk about the pros, talk about the cons, hit that subscribe button, leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and if you're new to the channel, leave a comment down below if you enjoyed the film The Rock. If you've never checked it out, do go check it out. It is on Disney Plus, I believe. And if you have any film suggestions, do let me know down below in the comments. Spoilers ahead, and enjoy. So, just to give you a bit of context, the plot of this film, Ed Helms being a military man, just lost his wife, and he's just going to be doing something that he feels passionate about. He takes over Alcatraz Island to take some people prisoner now that it's a museum rather than a prison, and basically he wants to hold them for ransom to get money out of the government. Otherwise, he's going to gas San Francisco. And the reason why he's doing this is because I think like so many people died in the one of the wars and they didn't get proper burials. And he basically wants the money for the families to bury them to get like proper graves, that sort of thing. So his reasoning makes sense, but he's going about it the completely wrong way. Sean Connery's he's a current prisoner, ex-Alcatraz prisoner, and he has to return to Alcatraz whilst assisting scientist Nicolas Cage, who has never been in combat, and they must go with a SWAT team to take Ed Helms and his crew out, who are a bunch of psychopaths. Ed Helms isn't really, but the rest of them are quite psychopathic, with a few famous faces in there from like The Green Mile, Candyman, and more. I think what this film did was terrific. The concept and the premise was brilliant. The chase scene in the middle was really, really off-putting to the film, where Nicolas Cage has to chase down Sean Connery, and it's like a 20-30 minute segment of them just destroying cars, blowing things up, all just to be recaptured and go with Nicolas Cage to Alcatraz to do the job at hand and basically succeed and then fake his death at the end. It was a terrific film that was shot very well. Alcatraz, obviously from playing Mob of the Dead on the Call of Duty games. And obviously, knowing all the stuff about Al Capone, it was really cool to watch a film based in one of my favorite places to learn about. I thought it was very accurate. I thought the shots of San Francisco were cool. Nicolas Cage, um, obviously his scenes at the start, having to inject himself with the big needle, was mirrored in the end where he had to actually go through with it. Otherwise, he would die. The relationship between Nicolas Cage and Sean Connery was fantastic. Two brilliant actors who are brilliant in near enough everything they do. Um, again, all the villains turn on each other towards the end, where it's like a four-way thing where they all started shooting each other because they all wanted different amounts of power. One of Ed Helms ended up changing his mind halfway through about the bombings. I think it's one of the films. It's quite it's really good for its action and its story, and it's well driven. And I think some of the relationships in the film are fantastic, and the communication elements are quite comical at times. I think the intensity is definitely there. Um, but there's just a few things that let the film down. As I said, the chase scene and then the villains fighting each other later in the film over something stupid when in reality, I don't know why Ed Helms changed his mind because basically it made the whole film null and void. Uh, so yeah, I think from a director point of view, great writing point of view, great acting. You physically can't put Sean Connery in a film and fail. If you look at Indiana Jones, you look at Untouchables, you look at James Bond. People may say aspects were boring, or maybe his role in Indiana Jones is fantastic, but I just think he's a very incredible, talented, brilliant actor. And Nicolas Cage, again, he just complements a film so well. He delivers his lines fantastically. He can play an action man, he can play a scientist, he can play all these different things. and make it believable. And again, Ed Helms has been in a million things. He's fantastic at what he does. He's more believable as a good guy rather than a villain. And again, that's why you saw what he was doing as a reasonable thing. But again, he went about it the wrong way and he got himself associated with the wrong people who wanted to be paid. And obviously, because they kept these people prisoner, they believed they become something worse than army people or Marines or whatever they're called. And they become, terrorists, if you will. So it was a terrific film, enjoyable aspects. 7 out of 10, in my opinion, because of the flaws in the film. But again, it's a very enjoyable film. Bit long as well. I think it's like 2.5 hours. But again, I think they could have cut a few things down. Got to the point a bit quicker. Again, comical moments like the whole him getting a haircut, getting a suit. Family aspects, him meeting his daughter, who he's not seen in like 30 years because of all the prison stuff. But yeah, definitely surprised me because obviously I never heard of this film before I watched it. Obviously, my parents got me into it, so I'm glad I watched it. I'm glad I've actually seen it, and I don't think I'd ever watch it again. And that's one of those things. But I do recommend it. I do recommend people go check it out if you're a fan of Nicolas Cage or Sean Connery or even Ed Helms, or Tony Todd, as I said, from Candyman. There's some brilliant people, and again, early days for some people, and again, this was like Sean Connery's peak time. Obviously Bond was in the 60s and 70s. He was doing Indiana Jones around this time, I think. Could be completely wrong. And of course, Untouchables was around this time. So this was like peak Sean Connery. So I think it was early Cage. I think this is where Cage was getting into the business. So yeah, do go check it out for yourself on Disney Plus. As I said, highly recommend it. If you're an action fan, Nicolas Cage fan, Sean Connery fan, or if you're just a fan of Alcatraz. And of course, 7 out of 10 is my rating. Be sure to check out more movie reviews coming your way soon. And of course, any suggestions, do let me know down below in the comments. And I'm back for more soon. Till next time, goodbye.